Assalamu alaikum Nazreen or Hazreen. This is Rana from the platform. And a story of resilience, a story which has not just inspired every father, every parent, and every Pakistani, as well as fathers living abroad. A story which has enlightened the general public on how to get justice in a country of lawlessness. We have the former Pakistan's ambassador to South Korea and Kazakhstan. We over here have Shaukat Mukadam sir. Assalamu alaikum sir.
Well, Islam, how are you?
So how are you?
Thank you, I'm fine.
So thank you so much for your time. So what unfolded on the 20th of July 2021 was definitely heart-wrenching, was just definitely gut-wrenching. But over the course of almost 3 years, how have you evolved as a person and how have you tried coping up with the justice system of Pakistan?
Thank you for your visit. Well, since 20 July 2021, when Noor was brutally murdered by Zahir Jaffer, it was a very difficult time for us. It was very painful, full of anguish and anger also. But at times I felt very much broken from inside. But it was all my family members, my wife, my children, my brothers, sisters, the civil society, media in general, and in the social media in particular, they have all stood by me. And my friends in the Foreign Service, my friends in the Navy, and they stood like a rock with me because they thought this is a very serious case and they thought this is as if it's a personal case for all of them. And this gave me the strength, and the cause by itself, it was, the loss was so enormous, so huge, but I thought that I have to pick up the pieces, I have to pick up the strength, and I have to fight this case till the logical conclusion. Because this was a case, it was a test case, it was a test trial, not only for me and my family, but for all the daughters of Pakistan. So I thought that I have to fight out this case and I have to bring these monsters to justice. Otherwise, such monsters will keep on trapping, kidnapping, keeping hostage innocent girls and then killing them for no reason. Because these monsters, they think they are above the law, above the society, and nothing can happen to them. But this has to be, I had to take this challenge. It was a very, very difficult, enormous task, but I took, and all shades of the civil society stood by me.
So being a diplomat and being an former ambassador of Pakistan, we heard that you had close acquaintances with the Jaffer family. And then Noor also had acquaintances with the Jaffer family. But being experienced in a seasoned diplomat, do you think you were deceived by the family?
Actually, Zahir's grandfather, Shaukat Jaffer, he was an ambassador, and I had met him a few times. And I had met Zahir's father also 2-3 times. He was a businessman. And Zahir, I think I had met him once or so. But Noor, Zahir, and many other boys and girls, they know each other because they have studied here in Islamabad. And they are acquaintances, and they are from childhood. These boys and girls, they have studied in different schools in Islamabad. And Islamabad is not a very large city like Karachi or Lahore. There are few schools like Beacon House or City School, Grammar School, and Lahore Grammar, Head Start. Those 8-10 schools which are very prominent, and most of the children, they go there. Yeah. So most of them, they know each other, or through third friends they know each other. Yeah. So since childhood they have grown, and now they are in the professional lives. Some are lawyers, some are doctors, engineers, some are in the media. So they are in the professional life, and they take advice from one another, and they attend one another's happy moments like birthdays, sorrowful moments, So it's like any society, People know each other, and they participate in their happiness and their sorrows. These children used to go in their birthdays to the house. Rai's sister was a good friend of many of them, and Zahir also, he studied with many of them. So they were closely associated with one another, and most of them in Islamabad, there are not many places. Now there are very many and very good restaurants. Before it was not so many.
Yeah.
And they used to sit in some ice cream parlor, and these youngsters, they used to exchange notes, have ice cream and such like thing. So this thing is that she never thought that, but rather most of the mothers of the daughters who were friends of Noor, and they told us later that, "Mummy, it could have been us. We could have been trapped because we knew her sister, and we used to go to the house many times. We knew this monster also, and we have gone to the house in many of the birthdays, and they have got some good paintings in the house. So the mother who used to draw, I don't know. So they used to appreciate the painting and all. And the mother said, "This, our daughters are saying, 'Mummy, it could have been us, and we never thought that such a monster is in our company.'" You see, so we never thought that such a man with a heinous crime could be in our company. So this was a complete, sort of a shock to everybody. And this, most of the mothers of the daughters and the daughters themselves, they told us, they said that we are getting up from our bed, we cannot sleep, and for many weeks we cannot sleep. We are in huge distress. So we never thought that such a thing could happen, and such a devilish mind could be among us.
So it's a fight not just for Noor, but it is a fight for nation's daughters.
Yes.
Is that what you feel, and is that what you're trying to?
Yes, this I have full faith in that, and I am convinced, because my daughter is gone. But then it is a question of all the daughters of Pakistan. You see, it is that they should not be deceived by such people, because they are part and parcel of the society. And if such monsters are not brought to justice, and such examples are not set, at least 4 or 5 of them are hanged, and then there will be a deterrent. Because unless there is a deterrent, such people who think themselves they are above the law, they will keep on committing such crimes, and they will think, okay, we'll commit the crime and we'll get away with this. So nothing will happen to us. So they have such sort of a, you can say, confidence or evil confidence in their mind. But this has to stop. It has to stop from somewhere. Yeah. And although you said lawlessness in the society, yes, there is quite a bit of lawlessness. But then unless we ourselves mend, unless we ourselves in a civil society, we stand up together, be united, and face this terrible scourge, people from outside will not come to help us. You see, yeah. It is our duty, it is our country, and unless we make it safe and safe for the children, others will not be bothered. We have to fight it ourselves. We have to make amendments ourselves. You see, and in that there are 2 important things. One is the legislation side.
Yes.
In the assembly, the members of the parliament, they have a duty to pass legislation and which are implementable and which are implemented. There are some laws, but then if there are no implementation, then such laws are of no use. You see, so my humble request, my suggestion, my request is that to the legislatures, to the MNAs, to the MPAs, that please make laws and make laws which are implemented in a short time. You see, and if it goes on that open-ended laws which have no effect, which have no timelines, then people will get they will have no confidence on the law. And this is not only for the safety and security of the for the girls, for the women, but also for the investment. Domestic and foreign investment will not come to your country unless they feel there is rule of law.
Yep.
And the starting point is that is the life and property of the people safe, of the citizens safe or not. See, when foreign investors come, they will bring the families. You see, they will be here for some time, 2-3 years. If there's a big investment, big industry coming up, then many of them, say 90%, 80% will be Pakistanis, workers and the engineers, doctors, engineers, etc. But many of them will be foreigners who will be the main advisors in establishing that. So it is not only for the life and property of the citizens of Pakistan, especially the girls, but also it will have a telling effect on the investment climate.
You talked about implementing law in Pakistan and in the country, but during the initial days of the case when it was filed, we saw that Zahir Jaffer, the perpetrator, was trying to get away under the disguise of mental health. Do you think with the recent delay we have seen over the course of past month or two, the hanging or the death sentence could be overturned?
Well, you see, I don't think it can be overturned, because this is a case which is based not only on on the evidences, but also it has been proved on scientific lines, on scientific thing. So now, on 20 July 2021, when Zahir committed this heinous crime, the district court, the additional session judge of the district court, Mr. Atar Ambani, conducted the trial. And most of the people said initially, well, this is an open and shut case. And actually, it is an open shut case. But then there is a system in which the fair trial has to be conducted. Very good. And the session judge conducted a very fair trial. 200% it was fair trial. Indeed. Because about 17 witnesses were called from the prosecution side. They were cross-examined by the defense. Complete fair trial was given, and many of the lawyers from the defense side, they used to come from Lahore. So whatever dates they used to ask, they were given these dates. You see, if they say we are not available next week, they say Mr. Rabbani used to say, okay, next week, then after next week, okay.
He ensured their
availability and their convenience. You see, then whatever paper they used to ask, the session judge used to provide them. You see, they said whatever paper you require, you require. Then this was on the blood test, DNA test. There's a photogrammetric test. These tests are to be conducted in Lahore. So one was the evidence of the witnesses. Then the scientific, the proof on the scientific lines and DNA tests and the photogrammetric tests, etc., by the authentic laboratories, they confirmed. The CCTV camera of his house itself showed and confirmed, which was verified by the photogrammetric test. You see, it has to be verified. So by all means, by all scientific, tests, it was proved beyond doubt. So the district court awarded him death sentence on 24th February 2022, and 10 years sentences for the accomplices. But many are still asking the question why the parents were let off, because they are equally guilty in that. But
are they not? I mean, that is
they were completely aware. They were completely aware. Although they were in Karachi, they knew everything. Because today, if you are sitting in London and your house is on CCTV camera, you can monitor from London what's happening in your house. You see.
And then, according to the news story and Geo story, we saw that Zahir contacted his parents, and then the parents contacted Therapy Works
Yes.
which were to be arrived
Correct.
at F7's location
Correct.
to take Zahir to a rehabilitation center.
Correct. Correct.
And then, considering that the parents are being given free of charge and nothing is being charged to them, don't you think that is unfair?
That is unfair, very much unfair, and most of the people are raising this question.
Yes.
But then, the judge had given their decision, and then what happened when the appeals went to the High Court?
Yeah.
The High Court, Chief Justice Amir Farooq Saab, he was not the Chief Justice at that time, he was a judge, and Sardar Saab, they both conducted the proceedings. It was a bench of the Islamabad High Court, and then on 13 March 2023, last year, the High Court not only upheld the conviction, the award by the District Court, but it further enhanced by 2 counts, the death sentence by 2 counts for Zahir. So 1 on murder, 1 on rape.
Yes.
So it was on 2 counts now, and then it upheld for the accomplices 10 years each. So now we have gone to the Supreme Court, because in the system you can appeal to the Supreme Court. Both they have gone, the defense and the prosecution have gone to Supreme Court. Now we are requesting the Chief Justice that to hear this case as soon as possible, because now it's over 1 year, it is hanging in the Supreme Court, and it is our humble request that this is not an ordinary murder case, that it's a murder case. Yes, there have been other cases, so it will come in a turn. No, it is not like that. This is a case which is having serious effect on the society.
Yes, indeed.
On the girls of Pakistan.
Indeed.
They are in a lot of trauma, they are in a lot of fright. Many of our friends from our ambassadors and diplomats, when the daughters are studying, if it is the middle of the year, if they are studying medical or some higher education, and they have to go to a foreign land, so they cannot leave they cannot take their daughters when they are final year.
Yeah.
It will disrupt whole education.
Yeah.
So they used to say, okay, you stay for 1 year, 2 years, complete your education, and they used to be happy. They said, okay, with our auntie, or even in hostel we can stay. We can stay alone also.
Yeah.
But after the incident, they said, no, we cannot stay alone. We are too much frightful. Such monsters can come and take our life for no reason at all.
Yeah.
You see. So although we are studying in, for example, co-education universities and colleges, and then there are groups in which you do collective
assignments and group projects and whatnot.
Group projects, assignments. So you have to consult one another,
Yeah.
and such sort of people with heinous mind. So this has to be taken up immediately, this case, because this is of immense public interest, and the Constitution provides for this, that a case for public interest can be taken up, because otherwise more daughters will lose their life, and it will be too late for no reason. Tomorrow, God forbid, it can be your sister, your daughter, or your daughter-in-law who can be in the same situation. So it will be too late then. So Zainab case was like that.
Sheikh Danish's case, the torture on Khadija, back in Faisalabad, that was a prime example of how lawlessness prevails and how heinous mindset prevails in the society.
Yeah, but then, for example, in case of Zainab, the monster was hanged.
Yeah.
So there are instances where they have been hanged. So unless you hang these monsters, 4 or 5 of them, and because of this, what happened, there was another case which took place, and Sara Inam, another girl,
Oh yes, that's
she was trapped.
Yes.
She was an innocent
And in
girl.
Chakshazad.
She was a very, I've never met her, I don't know, but I have met her parents, because I then said, I'll support your case also.
Yes, we saw that.
Because, she was in a very high position in
Yes.
UAE,
Yeah.
a very respectable position. And she was she was earning an enormous name for the country.
Yes.
And this sort of monsters, they trapped her, and she was killed. So this is what I told the people: look, unless you take up this case and give some deterrent punishment, such monsters will keep on doing their job, and will be just bystanders. And tomorrow it will come to your gate. Tomorrow it will come to your door, and then it will be too late. Then it will be too late. So do act now. The legislators, MNAs, and the judges, please act now, please act now.
Over the course of past 3 years and even before that, before a decade, we have seen many cases like this coming to the scene and uprising. But we have seen that the cases have either been taken back or have come to a settlement. What is the one force that is keeping you going and that is making sure that you get justice, not just for Noor but for the nation?
Well, you are right. There have been few cases, and the complainants have withdrawn.
Yes.
But I have made it very clear. This question has been asked to me some other times also, that have you been approached? I said yes, I have been approached to some third parties, but I have taken a very firm stand that this is a test case, and under no circumstances I am going to compromise, right? Because this is not my daughter's case, it's the case of all daughters of Pakistan. And if I succumb to pressure, if I succumb to say offers of money or something, I know there is no case at all. I will never do it, you see. And I can never think of taking money from the murderers of my daughter. No question does not arrive. So this is very clear in my mind. To any extent I have to go, I'll go. And now it's only in the Supreme Court, and I am confident, inshallah, Allah Almighty will give her the strength, and the Supreme Court will also maintain and award death sentence to this monster, because otherwise, people will lose hope in the highest court when two courts are, after prolonged trial, after all scientific tests, two courts have given the death sentence. I think the Supreme Court will also, I'm sure, inshallah, that justice will prevail, and they will also award a death sentence to this monster.
Over the course of past almost 3 years, what is the driving force that is keeping you going to the session courts or to the higher courts? And what is that one force which motivates you to get up every day and fight for justice?
Well, as I said, the people of Pakistan, the civil society, my friends, the media played a very active role, and media played a very positive role in this. And I think they must also have been, I don't know, must have been threatened or something, but they did not come to the pressure. They kept on, because they were very sure that this is a very sound case and a very clear and clean case. And I had all the trust in my daughter, actually, that she also was very fair and innocent, and she was trapped in this whole system, And she used to study abroad. She was studying in Korea, South Korea, while I was posted ambassador. Then in Ireland, she had very many. I started the embassy in Ireland. There was no embassy in Dublin before. So we had a lot of friends. And she had many friends over there. A lot of girls, they held vigils, candle vigils in Ireland. Many candle vigils were held in Ireland for her.
Yes.
And people in Korea were extremely shocked. People in Ireland were so shocked. They held candle vigils, they held protests, and they stood in front of the Pakistan embassy demanding for immediate justice. Then as far as it spread over continents. In the United States, in New Mexico, Albuquerque, her friends, they held candle vigils. And then they were saying that there was a rainbow in the candle vigil. So she was a very extraordinary person, and she was very innocent, and she used to love human beings, and even animals. She used to love human beings and animals also. And her, on her birthdays, she used to take boxes, empty boxes. She used to collect some of her friends, and she used to take empty boxes from the shops and go to orphanages on her birthday. At her age, how many girls go to orphanages to celebrate a birthday? Tell me. I don't think 1% even. Yeah. And then she used to love animals very much, and she used to cry when animals are, any sort of animal is being hurt or something. Once, I don't know, you must have heard the story. She went with her brother to the shop. Her brother went to buy something. Yes. She was sitting in the car, and there was a dog who came nearby. and he was very thirsty. So she came out of the car, bought a bottle of water, and then she made a drink. So her brother said, "Why? This is not a pet dog. He will bite you." He said, "No, no, don't worry. It doesn't happen." So she used to respect and love human beings and also animals to the extent that once we got a call from a rehabilitation house where there were special children, and they said that please Noor used to come here. So we went and visited. They said once we had a electricity bill of 2 lakh rupees. So we called Noor. She said don't worry. She called some of her friend, and then in a few hours that bill was, they sent the money and the bill was settled. So we never knew this. This thing, her friends they are saying, and her friends used to say that when Noor used to come, उनकी सहेलियाँ बताती थी नूर की कि घर में जब आती है तो हम जायनमाज तैयार रखते हैं, अभी नूर आएगी, वो नमाज का टाइम होगा, नूर जायनमाज मांगेगी, तो नमाज के लिए जायनमाज तैयार रखना है। तो उसके बाद माँ को बोलती है कि भाई एक दिन कि आपने सूरह मुल्क याद कर लिया, तो उसने कहा नहीं मैं पढ़ती हूँ लेकिन मुझे याद तो नहीं है। बोले आप याद कर लें क्योंकि मैं रोज़ रात को याद करती हूँ। शी हैड कम्प्लीटली बाय इट बिकॉज सूरह मुल्क है, इट हैज गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ बरका। मैं अभी भी सूरह मुल्क रोज़ रात को पढ़ता हूँ, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, लेकिन मुझे अभी तक याद नहीं हुई। इसी देन एक माँ को रोज़ कहती सूरह कैफ आप रोज़ आप पढ़ा करें क्योंकि इसके जो है ना याद करें, उसके पहले 10 आयात जो हैं दज्जाल की शर से डरें आप बचेंगे। तो वी नेवर आई डिड नॉट नो दिस, शी यूज्ड टू टेल अस दिस। एंड इन वहाँ कोरिया में एक कोरियन को उसने मुसलमान बना लिया। एक उसके साथ लड़की हिंदू पढ़ती थी, इंटरनेशनल स्कूल इन कोरिया, उसने उसको कुरान दिया और वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में डॉक्टर अब बन गई है। तो अभी वो और भी कॉपी मांग रही, बोले मेरे पास एक कॉपी है, वो पता नहीं मुझे एक और भी चाहिए कॉपी। तो शी यूज्ड टू इंस्पायर, और इस दरिंदे को भी ये अच्छा इंसान बनाना चाहती थी। ग्रुप में बच्चे बैठते हैं ना, एक दूसरे से मिलते हैं, तो इस दरिंदे को भी कलमा पढ़ाना चाहती थी और अच्छा इंसान बनाना चाहती थी। लेकिन इस प्रोसेस में उसको पता नहीं था कि ये इतना खौफनाक हीनियस आदमी है, इतना दरिंदा है ये। तो अभी आदमी तो मिलने से फ़ौरन तो नहीं पता चलता है ना कि किस तरह का आदमी है, इसके क्या है, इसके किस तरह के इसके टेस्ट है, किस तरह की इसकी सोच है इसी। तो एंड देन ये बच्चे हमारे बाहर पढ़े हैं ना, ये बहुत इनोसेंट है। इससे फैक्ट बात ये है कि
they don't know about the bad things that are there in the society.
बिल्कुल,
the perpetrators,
they take things for face value.
Yes.
कि अगर आप कुछ कह रहे हैं, you are telling me something, then I take it face value कि भाई you are telling me the truth. You see? तो यहाँ बहुत मतलब कि you have to be street smart, extra street smart. You see कि आदमी लोग को कभी बहुत बार हम इसको बोलते समझाते थे कि बेटा यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल कि पता नहीं आदमी क्या बोल रहा है, उसका एक हिडन एजेंडा है। बोले नहीं नहीं सब अच्छे लोग हैं, क्योंकि इसकी अच्छी सहेलियाँ थी आइलैंड में, वो इतनी उसको याद करती थी। यहाँ इस्लामाबाद में इसकी सहेलियाँ इतनी उसकी अच्छी फ्रेंड है, आइला वगैरह और बहुत सारी फ्रेंड्स हैं। तो वो ग्रुप होते थे इनका, तो इसकी सहेलियाँ बहुत अच्छी थी, अभी भी हैं बहुत उसको। तो वो समझते सब लोग अच्छे हैं इसी। तो इसको हम बोलते थे कि भाई यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल, पीपल हैव हिडन एजेंडास। सो बट शी थॉट कि नहीं नहीं ये मेरे दोस्त, हम तो स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं, जानते हैं अच्छे लोग हैं बच्चे। बट देन ओवर द years they developed such monstrous ideas and monstrous feelings, and you see. So
going towards the conclusion, I really wanted to ask you the role of therapy works over here. A claimed rehabilitation center in not just Islamabad but different parts of Pakistan too, how they were used as a tool right after the murder, and how they were closely related to the case. Do you think such institutions should be there in Pakistan, and should there be a tight scrutiny of such organizations?
Yes, very true. Such organizations should be registered and should be under tight scrutiny, you see, because, and you yourself said, and it was there because they were also, they were also
called
under trial. They were under trial, and then because they were called, and actually what appears that they were told to, take Zahir away and
Yes.
then get away with the dead body and everything and wash away all the evidence. You see, this is what it appears.
And what, according to reports, it was heard that Zahir called Noor's mother after what happened, and he told Noor's mother that Noor isn't there at F7's residence.
Noor's mother, my wife, no,
Yes.
his mother.
His mother was called. Okay.
He called his parents. This is what it appears,
Yes.
very clearly from the case, that he called them. So because his father called the therapy workers, he did not call the therapy workers. He called the therapy workers, and the therapy workers came to apparently, and the case shows, the sequence of the case shows, to take him away and escape, so that he escapes and then get the dead body away somewhere, so nobody knows what happened and who was the killer. You see.
Yes.
But it was his bad luck that he attacked one of the therapy workers.
Yes.
When the therapy workers came to take him away, he thought that they are going to attack him also.
Yeah.
So he badly injured one of the therapy workers.
Yeah.
You see, so this was his bad luck.
Yes.
And then because the police came in the meantime, and they could overcome him. And the therapy workers overcame, and the police overcame him. And then he was bundled and taken to the police station. So otherwise, the plan was something different. So this is what the loophole in the case, that the parents should have been convicted in this case. But well, we respect the judgment, whatever. But then we have appealed to the Supreme Court also. We further appealed to the Supreme Court because the parents are also accomplices. And your point regarding therapy workers, well, genuine people in this therapy, but then there has to be a system of check and balance.
Yes.
That are they properly registered? Are they doing therapy work, or in the garb of therapy work they are doing something else?
Yes.
You see, this is very important, because the regulators or the monitors should visit them from time to time and see that is that proper therapy work going on for people who are ill health or something like that, and or something else is going on.
Yeah.
You see, so this can have a very disturbing effect on the society, right? So I think your question is very relevant, that this sort of therapy workers should be under close scrutiny. This sort of all therapy workers in Pakistan should be under close scrutiny, and they should have proper license from the government, and there should be proper SOPs for them.
Yes.
Whatever is their requirement, because otherwise they will do activities which are not according to their terms and conditions. It is not according to the mandate.
Yes. Lastly, you have always advocated women being empowered in the country, and women getting the chances in the country in the mainstream niches and whatnot. For the coming years, for the coming time, what would your message be to the women in Pakistan, and how to be safe of these perpetrators? What are the red zones and what are the no-go zones for women in Pakistan, and how to point out the perpetrators that are there in the society?
Well, I am a firm advocate of women empowerment, because almost 50% of the population, 49 point something,
49.7% as of now.
49.7% as of now, almost 50% of the population is women.
Yes.
And women cannot lead a life of fear.
Yes.
You see, if they lead a life of fear, then we are putting that almost 50% of the population in waste.
Yes.
They are not participating in the economic development of the country.
Yes.
See? And then women are very enlightened in Pakistan. Twice you have a prime minister who has been a woman. You see, our speaker has been a woman. She was the first prime minister in the 57 OIC countries. You see,
Yes.
so this is quite a case which we can show that women in Pakistan are learned, they are emancipated, and women are flying jet fighters.
Yes,
they are flying jet fighters. We have a chief minister now who is a woman.
Yeah,
in Punjab. It's the first time. It's the first time a woman has become a chief minister.
Yeah.
And then women are in different strata of the society, as doctors and engineers, as architects. They are doing wonderful, and they are, in the mainstream, in the political side, they are very successful entrepreneurs. See, and they have to participate and stand shoulder to shoulder with the men in the economic development of the society. Otherwise, if we do not provide them the proper guidance, the proper safeguard of the society, then they will be left behind, and this will be a very sad story. We will not be able to become a flourishing country. Yes, there are within certain domains. Yes, one has to be careful,
Yes.
But then not to be careful to the extent that she has to go to her office. दफ्तर में उसे जाना है, काम करना है. You see, अगर जेट फाइटर उड़ा रही है, अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन गई है मुल्क की 2 बार, तो उसको कुछ आपने सहूलतें देनी है, कुछ सेफगार्ड देनी है, और कुछ उसको कॉन्फिडेंस देना है कि तुम्हारे लिए कॉन्फिडेंस है, और ऐसा ना हो कि कोई बात होगी तो फिर तुम्हारे साथ हम खड़े हैं सारे लोग. इसी ये उसको एक कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए. फिर बात यह है कि रेड लाइंस को देखना चाहिए, लेकिन उसको ये लड़की को, खातून को ये समझना चाहिए कि जब वो देखती है कि कोई ऐसा दफ्तर या कोई ऐसा माशरा जहाँ वो काम करने से कोई ऐसे अच्छे लोग, समझे 90% मुल्क में अच्छे लोग हैं, तो 10% ऐसे हैं ना जो ज़ाहिर राकेट टाइप लोग हैं. तो वो जब उसको सेंस होता है कि ऐसे कुछ दरिंदे हैं, कोई ज़ाहिर राकेट टाइप लोग हैं, तो वो फिर मेरे ख़्याल में ठीक तो उसको करना, हमें सबको मिलकर करना पड़ेगा. उसको रिपोर्ट करना चाहिए, उसको बताना चाहिए, ठीक है, कि भाई इस तरह का मैं इस दफ्तर में काम नहीं कर सकती क्योंकि यहाँ कोई माहौल ठीक नहीं है बहुत, ठीक है. तो देन देयर नॉट अ फुल स्टॉप देयर. उस दफ्तर में क्या हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, देन सोसाइटी हैज़ टू फाइंड आउट, एंड द पुलिस एंड द सोसाइटी एंड द जस्टिस सिस्टम हैज़ टू फाइंड आउट कि क्या हो रहा है कि उधर, ठीक है, वहाँ कोई और कुछ सामने साइन बोर्ड कुछ और लगा हुआ है, ट्रेडिंग कंपनी, और कुछ नीचे कुछ और काम चल रहा है, स्मगलिंग चल रही है, कुछ और चल रहा है, ठीक है, विच दैट गर्ल इज़ नॉट अवेयर ऑफ. सो शी हैज़ टू बी बोल्ड, शी हैज़ टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द workforce of Pakistan. There's no two way about it.
Yes.
There's no two way about it that we put her in the backdrop, and then we say, okay, you stay at home, cook food and do nothing, clean the house, cook food and look after the children. No. ये ऐसा नहीं हो सकता.
Yes.
अगर आपने उसको, माँ बाप ने, मैंने अपने बेटियों को तालीम दी है, स्कूल यूनिवर्सिटी स्कूल में पढ़ाया, इतना अपना पैसा मैंने खर्च किया है, इतना मैंने टाइम लगाया है, ताकि वो कोई एक प्रोडक्टिव काम करे, ठीक है, और सोसाइटी के लिए प्रोडक्टिव काम करे. कोई अगर डॉक्टर है, इंजीनियर है, कोई तो सोसाइटी की बेहतरी के लिए कुछ काम करे. अगर उसको चूल्हा ही जलाना था और बच्चे पालने थे तो वो तो हमें पढ़ाते ही नहीं उसको. मैं बोलता बेटा ठीक है, तुमने 8 जमात पढ़ ली तो घर में बैठो. ये ऐसा नहीं होगा, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. सोसाइटी थ्राइव नहीं कर सकती, ठीक है. और इस्लाम भी इसकी इजाज़त है, मज़हब भी इजाज़त देता है कि आप उनको सूरह निसा जो है उसमें उस औरत की सारी जो है हकूक़ दिए हुए, उसको बताया गया कि भाई किस तरह उसको इज़्ज़त करनी है, किस तरह उसको माशरे में इज़्ज़त करनी है. और जो है इस्लाम भी हमें इसकी इजाज़त देता है. बल्कि तो सोसाइटी में और जो है औरत का एक मुकाम है, और उसको शाना बशाना खड़ा होना पड़ेगा.
On this note of being bold, and on this note that justice prevails in Pakistan society, thank you so much, Shaukat Sahab.
Thank you, Thank you very much for your time, and I hope it gives a clear message and a request. Once again, I repeat to the Supreme Court to commence hearing this case on an urgent basis. This is not a request from my side, but from all the daughters of Pakistan. Thank you.